So, Chad Daybell's attorney wants all the charges against him thrown out, and he wants his client to go home like a good little boy and be released from jail completely. Let's take a look at it. So, you may have seen in national news this week, Chad Daybell's attorney, Mr. Pryor, has asked the court to dismiss all the charges against Chad Daybell. And the following is an exact quote from his actual petition to the court to have the charges against Chad Daybell completely dismissed. The charges are not supported by the evidence and duplicative as allegations against the defendant. Pryor wrote in a motion to dismiss all charges. Further, the prosecution has yet to present evidence to support the alleged acts, plural, supposedly to have taken place, and if the defendant acted in a manner to support the allegations. He went on to say that the DA has not filed a date for when the alleged acts took place, and that the charges should be dismissed. So, interesting. It's a legal maneuver. That's the first thing that everybody needs to understand. Will the court be able to dismiss all charges against Chad at this point? They could. I highly doubt it. I'd give it less than 1 in a million chance that they would dismiss all the charges and just let him walk out of the courtroom and out of jail. But he does bring up an interesting point that we should probably look at, as in the allegations of the DA has not listed a date that these events supposedly took place. And if Chad was there, as in his words, supposedly have taken place if the defendant acted in any manner to support the allegations. He's made a complete statement, the DA has, on what they allege Chad did, how he covered it up, how he made the cover story to cover up the events and what took place on his property. Is going as far as saying, hey, well, I'm burying a raccoon and burning some limbs that I found on the, gathered up from around the property, to his wife, who was still alive, Tammy Daybell. The DA has released and has in court, submitted these actual pieces of evidence. So is there a loophole in there? If there is, the long shot from far, far, far away from another galaxy would be that they did not list, the DA did not list, an actual date that these events took place. Because they only have a timeline. A give or take a period of time before and after. They know that the children were disposed of on his property in between these dates by the GPS coordinates with Alex Cox's cell phone. And we know the dates that he actually texted Tammy to tell her that he had shot a raccoon and that he was burning limbs. Now, this is very easy to discover. All they'd have to do is dig up the property and look for a recently buried raccoon. If there isn't a raccoon, obviously he didn't shoot a raccoon, and he was lying to his wife to cover up for the fact that why he was out there and digging holes and burying something. That would be easy to prove. Have they done that? Not to my knowledge. They have not dug up the entire property. There is probably more evidentiary, evidence that is on the property. It may have been buried. It may have been burned. But one way or another is, the facts remain. Chad helped Lori dispose of, destroy evidence in this case. It's very easy to prove, and probably some of the easiest charges that they're going to be able to levy against either Chad or Lori is in this case. Because all they have to really prove is that they took part in or knew about the destruction of the actual evidence. And then the crime has basically been proven. So all they have to do is just prove. Get a jury to understand that they took part in it, that they knew about it. Boom, open and shut case. What about murder charges? Where are those? What about the autopsy for Tammy Daybell? What about the actual evidentiary, evidence that they would have found on Alex Cox's head from the supposed bat attack, along with the evidence of what the timeline really showed for when Charles Vallow was actually shot and killed in the home? All these things have yet to be answered. They're leaving them open on purpose. The DA does not want the public to know right now. They are holding these things back, and they do not have to talk about them until the actual trial starts. Nor do they have to share the evidence with the defense until just before the trial starts. They'll give them time. It's not like they're going to give it to them the day before. They're going to give it to them in a timely manner, and they're going to wait until the absolute last possible time to actually give it to them. Because that's how it's played. It's a chess match. One side moves, the other side then has to think of a strategy on how to move, and then so on and so forth until someone topples the other one's queen. Once the queen and the king are gone, the game is over. And right now, the king and the queen of this little chess match are safely locked away inside of a jail in Idaho, unable to hurt anyone else. So, Chad Daybell and all of his supporters out there, I thank you again for leaving comments on each and every one of my videos and telling me just how wrong I am for judging both Lori and Chad. I don't really care, but I thank you anyways for leaving the comments. Some of you have been a little bit more respectful than others, but a lot of you, not so much. But it comes with the territory. Keyboard warriors say what they want, and they'll keep on saying what they want, because no one has any common decency anymore out there when they disagree with something. Instead of just moving on, they have to comment, don't they? Thank you for joining me today. And Chad Daybell, I hope you fry in hell. Bye.